Hello, 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 and welcome to Ask Alma. Y'all see, I'm kind of cool and controlled because like I yell all the time. So I'm trying to try something new. Let's see if it works. Hello. It ain't working. It won't work. Hey, now, come on in. Hello, 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 and welcome to Ask Alma. I am, if you haven't figured it out, I am Alma. And I hope I have some new viewers. Leah, how are you, girl? Thank you for the call today. I really appreciate it. And look, Leah, see how one of my locks hanging? It's okay though. I think it'll be all right. Hey, 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 come on in. Come on in. We got a great show tonight. And we have a great panel tonight. And you know what? I'm going to really need y'all to do some extra hey nows to the panel who had to rush home in the rain because y'all know it's traffic like I don't know what going on outside, right? Except for D, because y'all know D in Florida. We ain't even going to talk about her palm trees and sunshine. But anyway, although she did get through the hurricane. So I guess, yeah, we can give D some shout outs too. But anyway, hi, Pat. I was a little bit worried about you today, Pat. I'm glad to see you. You know why? Because you got to get the new you know what. Yeah. Me too, actually. I do too. But we're not gonna put our business out like that. But you know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. Hello, hello, hello. I am so glad to see everybody. Tracy, hey. We got to do a shout out to Mary Lou. Mary Lou had surgery, so we want to send some prayers Mary Lou's way. She told me that she was gonna ask the nurses if they could turn on Ask Alma. So maybe she did not, because after you have surgery, you need to rest for a minute. We can, cut my girl a little bit of slack and let her rest up today. But I am so glad, so glad, so glad that all of you guys are with me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Leah. Yeah, we got to shout out Mary Lou. Gail, how are you? That's right. Prayers up to Mary Lou. Thank you, Gail. I appreciate you watching. I hope that my sister-in-law, Rosie, got my text because she's with a couple of friends. They went to Paris. They went to Paris. 32 African-American women took a trip to Paris. But she's back with two friends who are watching the show tonight. So I hope that they have been able to log in because, like I said, they're returning back to the US of A. Hey, Bessie, how are you? Thank you. I am so happy to be back. I missed y'all so much. And I really, although this is what our second Tuesday, I am thrilled to be back with everybody. It's like we're all coming together, like we all come back together on Tuesday nights to hang out, and I love it. So tonight we have the fantastic, I got to think of a name for y'all. Lee Ivory, D, and Lori Grant. Come on in here while I think of a good name for y'all. What's a good name for y'all?
The Wrecking Crew.
I don't think we should have that conversation on air. We probably should figure it out and then come back.
The Wrecking Crew. That's it.
I was thinking that maybe we should have talked about that offline. Manisha is Manisha, right, Lee? Mm-hmm. Not Manisha. Manisha. Yeah. How are you? It has been a minute, and I'm so glad to see you. My cousin Sheila. Hey, girl. I'm telling you, Sheila, I got to tell y'all this real fast. When I was growing up, Sheila is so beautiful. I mean, I used to gaze at her and be like, ooh, I want to be that pretty. She still is. She's so beautiful inside and out. We all have one of those cousins. I am so glad she's watching. Thank you.
We're the squad.
The squad. That's a good one.
How now, Alma, I just got a text from my handler. My witness protection is blown now, and I'm going to have to change locations. Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to give you a little bit of shade and it slipped out. Yeah. So, Dee Dee, you didn't have rain today, though,
Not today.
where
Usually
you
every day.
are.
Usually every day around 4:15 it rains, and we did
Oh my
not get
Lord.
rain today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lori was in all that traffic. And
Rain,
y'all know
right?
what? I'm gonna tell you, my good friend, she jumped some hoops for me tonight. You know
I
what I'm
did.
saying?
I
You know
did.
what I'm saying?
I
That's
did.
my girl. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Lee,
Hey, boo.
how you doing?
I'm able to sit up and take nourishment, you know?
I know that's
Oh,
right.
good. I thought you was
Good.
gonna say something else. So good.
Hi, Bessie.
Good to see y'all.
I'm able to sit up and take. I was getting ready to say,
Hey,
no,
Lillian.
no, don't say
A whole
it.
list of
Don't
things.
say it.
Whole list of things.
Right,
Yes,
right.
indeed. Yes, indeed. So what's happening? Loretta Lynn passed away. God bless her and her family. I liked her. Coal miner's daughter.
Coal miner's daughter.
Coal miner's daughter. That's right. And
Yeah.
you know what, I watched a couple of things about her today, and they were talking about how she would put stuff in her songs that were a little bit before her time, or before women,
Mhm.
were speaking
Right.
up and out.
Right.
And even the lyrics about her taking birth control pills. I
Yep.
was like, go
Oh
ahead,
wow.
Loretta, do your thing. I know
You
that
know,
was
Mhm.
hard.
Yep.
what I found fascinating was her husband listened to her sing lullabies to the kids
Hmm.
at bedtime, and he was the one who pushed her to say, you need to
Do
do a
this
little
for a
bit more
living.
than sing
Do
lullabies.
something.
I didn't know that aspect. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that
yeah.
was
Well, I'm sorry to spoil this parade,
be
I
nice, be
know.
nice.
but she
Mhm.
also was a trumper. So,
But that's four of her
Well,
94 years. That
That's
yeah, I
yeah.
wish she
But she
not
gets
be
to
at
pick. She
94.
gets to pick.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's her upbringing and
yeah,
everything.
that's her upbringing. You know
Yeah.
what else I thought was something else that happened to me today? So there is a reporter at the Washington Post. I won't say his name, but he is assigned race issues in Alexandria, Virginia,
Oh,
specifically.
really?
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
Really?
And so he just recently did a piece on some teenagers who were lynched in Alexandria, Virginia.
Hmm.
Right.
So I sent him an email that said, "Hey, is that Lisa Hopkins?" That's not what I put in his email. I'm just saying, "Hey, Lisa Hopkins." That's my friend from way back when. I'm telling y'all, Lisa and I were friends like 6 years old, 7 years old,
Oh
8 years
wow.
Wow.
old, all the
Nice,
way up. This
nice.
is way, way back.
Way
Hey,
back.
I'm so glad she's watching. Hugs to you, Lisa. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This he did this story on is that Mary
Mary
Lou?
Lou.
Girl
Mary Lou.
surgery.
Mary
She
Lou.
said she was
She
gonna be
came
here. She is here.
through.
Go
Mary
on, Mary Lou.
Lou.
What's up,
Girl,
Mary
we
Lou?
sent you some prayers and some shout outs. I'm telling you, if she is not the true diva, she
Yeah.
is in the hospital watching Ask Alma. Thank you, girl.
Appreciate you.
That is so amazing. Oh my gosh.
But
Um, but this particular reporter, he covers, again, like I said, race in Alexandria, Virginia specifically.
Yeah.
And so he wrote a story about these teenagers who were lynched in Alexandria.
Hmm.
So I sent him an email that said, "Hey, blah blah blah. I read your story. I appreciate you getting the history out. Um, Covering race is a difficult topic, but if done correctly, could change the world. I'll be
Yeah.
following I'll be following your work." So he emailed me back today and he was like, "Thank you, blah, blah, blah." Oh, I know what I said, because I said, I was born in Alexandria. I said, well, not really Alexandria. My mom had to go to DC because Black people couldn't go to Alexandria Hospital in
Right.
1963 when I was born.
Right.
And so he replied, "What?" But to me, and I get it, he was like, I don't know, if how I feel about that, or hearing that I'm talking to you and you could not, like, your mother could not go to a hospital and give birth
Mhm.
to you. Um, we tend to think it was oh so
so
long
long
ago,
ago.
Right.
but it really wasn't that long ago at all. And so, but he's a young man. And I said, yeah, like that's the thing. When when you think of history, you think it was some parts of it were a long time ago, when
Long time
some of
ago.
it is not that long ago at all. Actually,
Right.
it
No.
is very, very recent. But yeah, and I did feel old for a minute, but not that old. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I mean,
Yes,
that's
indeed.
recent history in the United States. And, the Mormon church didn't even recognize black people until what, the late 70s, early 80s?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep, it took a
I
long
did an
while.
entire term paper on that
Yeah.
Oh, you
And
did
in
on the
college. I
Mormons?
did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And,
I read the piece that the guy that your reporter did.
Yeah.
I've been sort of fascinated with lynching as a subject, but this business of scooping the dirt and
Oh,
taking the dirt,
yeah.
because I went to the lynching memorial in Montgomery, Alabama.
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 Yeah.
It's an amazing place, and I was waiting to see that. It was something they did there where they didn't have markers for everybody. You could send literally jars of dirt from your area because there are no national records on
Right.
Right.
lynching, so it's really
Right.
mouth to ear. So it's what
Mhm.
your family members told you and what you remember and people you knew.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to know that the numbers are just exorbitant it's an amazing thing. But that's
Yeah.
so interesting. Race specifically
In
in
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Yes, in
Hmm.
Alexandria.
But
I
it's a
know.
great place because Alexandria is such a changing place. The whole
Yeah.
demographic of Alexandria is,
Mhm.
undergoing a massive
A
metamorphosis.
massive. I asked
Yeah.
my mother. So my mom used to work at the torpedo factory. That is
Yeah,
what is it
right.
now? It's like I don't even know what you call it. They have people selling jewelry or
Yeah.
art. It's a tourist place now, I guess. Or
it's not quite a flea market, but it's
no,
kind
it's
of,
not a flea market. It's very nice and very
Mhm.
upscale. And
Mhm.
I can remember when my mom lived with us, she was 84. And I said something like, "Didn't you work at the torpedo factory in Alexandria?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What did you do?" She was like, "Work on torpedoes. What do you think we?"
right.
Because
The
I'm
torpedo
thinking,
factory.
right. I
Right.
was thinking, like, was you selling the artwork? What were
Right.
you doing?
Like it
But
was
I
just a
won't tell
cool name for a restaurant.
Right.
No, we was working on torpedoes.
She was like, "What do you think we were doing?" I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
okay."
All
So
right.
it was so funny.
You
What
know,
you
my
don't know.
grandmother, my
But
grandmother worked for Campbell Soup for 30 years, and three of my uncles, and
yeah,
all of them worked there at some point, but two of them retired from there.
yeah,
And if you talk to her, like it's a big deal. The Campbell Soup Company, she was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we made soup, and she didn't let any of the girls work there. She said the conditions were so horrible. She did it
yeah,
because she had to, but she wouldn't
Right.
have any of her
Yeah,
girls
my
work there.
mom was like, she
But
did it
we
because she
see it
had
as
to.
this like big deal, like it's sort of like
Yeah.
us working at USA Today. People say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you went
This
to USA Today?"
brand, right.
Right.
Mhm.
So she was like, "It's soup."
Well,
Yeah.
it's like going
She had the
to
same kind of reaction.
it's like going to KFC University down in Louisville. You know what I mean? And
KFC like the chicken?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. And one of my little younger
Wait.
buddies-
Hold on.
No, you said that and just
Hold
like
on.
moved on.
Yeah, threw
Hold
that
on
out
a
there.
second. I'm asking for my viewers. Are
Right.
you talking about a university you go to learn how to cook chicken,
Yeah,
or
like
it's
the
just
the
To work for the
franchisees.
company.
Yeah, they
Oh,
McDonald's has one
you
too.
got to go down and learn marketing and
McDonald's has a university?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sure they
McDonald's has
do.
one too.
Yes.
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I got to Google. I never heard of either
Yeah.
one of these.
Yeah.
Like
But
you
that's how
go.
they're ensuring
but
the
my
uniformity.
my boy's mother worked for KFC, and he swears on a stack of Bible that she came up with mean greens. He said that's her recipe, mean greens.
Maybe.
Okay.
Remember
I
they
can
used to
see
have
that.
mean greens?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He said he
Wait.
hated KFC. Hated
So
it.
wait.
He would bring it home by the case.
Do you take classes like you
Yeah.
sign up
Yes.
just like you would at Nova?
Well, no,
Yes.
I mean it's like if you're a franchisee, if you
Oh, not like if
going
you
through
just
it,
filled
you
out
gotta come
the.
in.
Oh,
you
not
gotta
like
come
if
down and
you
learn
just
everything.
filled out an application, you wanted to be a cashier, they send you for free.
Yeah, no, you don't get like a
Oh.
bachelor's degree.
No,
You don't get like a
right.
bachelor's degree in chicken legs or nothing.
Right.
I was just asking for a friend.
I get it. Okay.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Many
it's
of the
so
corporations that have franchises have a
Yeah.
place where you go and learn their business.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi,
I'm gonna
Rosie. Oh,
get my
good. She
master's
got in.
degree in chicken wings.
Right. I was
Right.
like, oh,
But you
I
want to
have an
ensure.
associate's in jumbo fries.
Yeah, you
Well,
know, right?
but exactly. But you
But
want to
I may
Dating
have
ensure.
and
got rid of
braving.
the chunky fries though. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, I
man,
like
seriously,
those.
Alma, when
I
you
like
know when we
those.
get through, you want to ensure it tastes the same in Kentucky as it does in Virginia, as it does in Chicago, as it so it's
yeah.
I think it was the
I
there.
think,
name for me too, Lori. The
like, look
KFC.
at the school teacher raising her hand. I'm sorry. This is getting like the kitchen table. I think we probably
Okay,
should.
yeah. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we hit a rabbit hole,
I'm gonna
D.
tell y'all, I'm
We're like,
fascinated by KFC
All right,
University.
all right.
I could have
We hit a
asked
rabbit
3 more
hole.
questions. I could have asked 3 more questions about that
yeah.
chicken. I was woo. Okay, took
All
me
right.
there. Okay, all right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
D.
Dee Dee. All righty
You're
now,
welcome.
Rosie. I hope everything is set up so Judith and Van can see what's happening. Hey now, how y'all doing? Oh, I should have said hello because we realized last night that I say hey now to everybody, which is pretty bad. From the CEO to the janitor walking down the hall.
Well,
Hey
they
now.
answer.
I gotta work on that. But anyway, we
Perfectly
are
good
here.
Black Lady.
Hey now.
like, look out now.
Mhm, mhm.
There he is. There
Exactly.
he is.
Right.
Hi, Sharon. So, welcome, everybody. I got to give the disclaimer. We are not PhDs in psychology or sociology, but we got PhDs in common sense. So, we are here to share and impart some wisdom with our
Friends.
folks. Well, with our
Folks.
folks who send in questions, because we don't know if they are
Really
friends.
not.
Some of them are, and I know who those people are, but I promised I wouldn't tell. I got a lot of journalist friends who know how to write out a whole question, and I appreciate it. So there's our disclaimer. I want to thank my sister girl, Karen, for being our VVR tonight. I'm pretty sure Norman is yelling at this point to move
Right,
on.
exactly. Right.
So, right.
I can
Before
hear him yelling.
before he pops a vein, Norman,
Right.
can we see question number 1?
Good evening. Tonight we have 3 great questions for Alma and her esteemed panel. So let's jump right into it. Dear Alma, I'm 60, single, and preparing to retire in 4 to 5 years. I've worked for the same company for over 25 years, and I really enjoy my job, the people I work with, and our great benefits. Now that we're on the other side of COVID, we've all been required to return to work. While we were out of the office working from home, my boss, I'm his administrative assistant, he decided to retire. His wife died a year ago, and from what I heard, he wanted to spend more time with his son and grandchildren. I think about him all the time, and I've always been attracted to him. He is highly intelligent and a handsome man. Besides that, he was always very kind to his employees and a joy to work with. My question is, would it be inappropriate for me to reach out and see if he would like to have a cup of coffee and catch up? I was thinking maybe we could start a relationship outside of work since we no longer work together. Take it away, Alma.
Thank you, Karen. And recap, her old boss is no longer working for the company. With that said, hi, Demi. Can she call him and say, how you doing? You want to go have coffee? And once they go have coffee, say, hey now.
Man,
Watch out there now.
that's right. Show your ring.
No, but what does everybody else think? Tracy
Yes.
did the same thing. No.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's nothing morally or wrong with it. It's just kind of uncomfortable that it's your old boss. I mean, a coworker is kind of one thing, but your old boss, I mean, that's kind of just kind of weird. You know what I mean?
having coffee innocently is not weird with your old boss if you and your old boss had a good relationship, right? But that's not what's happening here.
Right.
She wants to hit on him, and
Right.
and let it be known that
Yeah.
she's hitting on him.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Lee, you're the man here. I don't think men take well to women. They may be flattered, but I don't think they take well to women hitting on them. You tell us.
I don't think
But
she said that she was going to make it clear to him. I think she said that's her thought process, but she didn't say I'm gonna have coffee with him and then
No, well, she
jump
was
him across the
asking.
her thought
table.
process
No,
is what she
no,
will
that was the
execute.
question
I
was,
got
would
that
it be
too. Like,
okay
Would
if
it
I
is
be
did
it
that?
inappropriate? If she just wanted coffee, that's not inappropriate. So I'm
right?
not
Yeah.
really sure. Like, but I also think something that I thought about when reading the question: a work relationship is very different than a real life relationship. Like, I'm not just saying this.
Very
I
true.
try to be a nice person, but at work, I'm pretty nice. At home,
Yeah.
Leah can probably chime in. I might not be as nice sometimes because I'm not on the clock. But no, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, my work person is a little bit different from my
No, she's not.
No, but she has a point.
you know what I mean?
Oh
She has
Lord,
a
no.
point
He was
because
kind to his employees because
Yeah,
he
but
yeah,
was
but
supposed to be.
he may
For
have
all of
been
them, yeah.
he may have kept the line clear because he was her boss.
right.
He may have
Right.
operated in a
Right.
way that made it very professional. But because it's no longer an issue, I
Hmm.
say yes, go have coffee, and
Hi,
he may hit on
JC.
her. Who knows?
Hi, Judith.
But
Leah says he's probably feeling her as well. So go ahead and call him.
But Alma has a
Oh.
point. She has a point because when all of us were at USA Today,
Mm-hmm.
and Gannett and all that stuff, that was cool, and I think we are exceptional in the sense that
I
we
do
have
too.
continued. We carry those relationships with us. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
every one
But
of them.
yeah, but there are a lot of people that we worked with at USA Today who we were perfectly fine with at work, but
Right.
outside the place, it was like,
Exactly.
Yeah, but we also had people who
I
became
can think of
couples
two people
who
right now
married,
that I
who had
won't name a
children.
name.
Well, don't
what you
name
say,
names.
D? What
But
you
I
say,
said
D?
we also had colleagues who met, who became married, who went on to have children, who are still married.
But they weren't
So
bossing. They weren't bossing someone.
Right.
there were a couple.
Who was a boss?
Like,
Oh, we can talk about it off the air. But
oh
there were
yeah,
a
yeah,
couple. There were a couple where and
Really?
they had to change jobs maybe because I work
Right.
with you and now I
Afterwards.
can't. So
Yeah.
she's not even that isn't
I
even a
know
concern
one
for
didn't
her
change
because
jobs.
well, um, if the
No
walls could
names. No
talk, right?
names.
No
You know what
names.
I'm talking about.
If the walls could talk. But
Mm,
I think that this is she's 60. Do it. This might be a missed
that is
opportunity. She may
true.
have been. She had made. He may have been eyeing her all these years, and again trying to keep it professional. And he
Mhm.
was married, and now
Yeah,
he isn't. I say she should just give him a call. If it doesn't work, she loses nothing.
yeah.
That's
I
If
mean,
true.
it doesn't
She
if
may
it
lose a
doesn't become
friendship.
anything, she
She may
loses
lose a
nothing.
friendship if it doesn't work, though.
yeah.
But like
But
Robert
she doesn't ever say
says,
that they're friends.
but like Robert Crowder says, it always starts with coffee on both sides. So that is a good point. Yes.
Yeah,
Like, and
but
Jay
yeah,
Fiend, what
I
you
have
say?
never
Yes, go
gone
have
out for
coffee.
coffee with
Leads
anybody.
nowhere, no loss. And if it does lead somewhere, congratulations. They know that
But
is true. That is
but it
true.
has to. It will. I mean, obviously, it will be more than one time, and because coffee is just.
An afternoon, right?
You'll meet anybody for coffee. That
Right.
means nothing, but it has to be a second or a third or fourth coffee to go where she wants it to go. And either he
Right.
will catch the drift and say, no, one coffee's enough.
Yeah. Or be open to it.
Or say,
So
why don't you have
okay.
coffee at my house next time?
Right.
Why don't I make the coffee?
Do y'all remember?
let's go out
I
for
got a
Irish coffee.
Keurig.
I
Hey,
got a
Irish
Keurig.
coffee.
I got a Keurig.
And let me ask y'all this. I won't go off course because of everybody who is watching, but do you guys remember it was two people at USA Today who would walk and go to lunch every day and they were not married?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
one would stand with the other when he was smoking outside because you had to go
yep,
outside and smoke.
Yes.
absolutely.
And they were very, very close. And from what I was told, it was just a platonic friendship that they were really just that close. So maybe,
I,
the two
I
of
never believed that, but
them.
I think it was platonic because one insisted it be platonic. I think if the offer had been made, the other one would have.
And do you think the one that kept it
No, we're
was
not doing this.
con-
No. Not doing this.
I
That
thought it
person
was,
could be watching.
I thought it was
Question
weird.
number 2.
And I think everybody thought it was weird.
Everybody thought it was
It was
okay.
odd.
So,
Yeah, everybody thought it was odd.
well,
Robert
let's
wants to
just
know
give
how
her.
old is the boss.
I don't know. I don't know, Robert. She didn't say in her email, but it looks like that our
Okay.
listeners are saying she should go for it. So you know what I think is so fantastic, and I'm going to do this in the written Ask Alma. I wrote no, don't. It's inappropriate. I am absolutely going to change it and be
Yeah.
very
Okay.
very open and
Yeah.
more considerate of her feelings, her age, what's going on,
Yeah.
and tell her that she should go for it. So thank y'all for the positive energy on that one. Because I really wasn't feeling that at all.
Me either.
Yeah.
I was on
I
your no
was not.
side with that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
okay.
it's not inappropriate. It's just kind of weird, a little uncomfortable, maybe. Not inappropriate, though.
But she'll find out because, like Robert said, coffee
Good.
is going to
Yeah,
tell you.
right.
Right. Coffee will let you know. Oh,
Right.
I love that. I love when I think one way and then hear other opinions and start to lean in the opposite direction. I did not see Pat Walkup's response. So Pat, I would like to see your sentence if this is a yay or a nay for you. Okay.
Patricia.
Yeah, we want to know.
Trisha
Okay.
was my boss.
She was a whole lot of people's bosses.
Yeah.
So
I love her, but I don't want to date her.
and I don't think she wants to date you.
Date
We
me,
have
right,
been to her
we-
house, and
yes.
no, she didn't want
She's
to.
a great cook, but
Yes, she is. So okay, then we want to tell her to go for it and enjoy yourself and be able to handle what happens either way.
Either way,
Okay.
Either
don't
way.
be disappointed.
Don't start
Yeah.
stalking the man because he
Yeah.
says he's not
Yeah,
into
And
that's
don't
why
feel-
it says,
Yeah,
kinda
and don't
icky.
feel bad if he doesn't feel the same way because his wife just died. He's got a whole nother thing going on. So, like, if he doesn't jump to it, don't take it personally. It could just be the timing, or it's
Or he's
fine.
not feeling you.
Or he's not feeling it. Yeah, what was that movie? Like, he just don't like you. That
Right.
wasn't, but that movie that came out, something like that. He just,
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah,
I was
something
trying-
like
Yeah, he just doesn't like you.
he's just not into you.
Just not into you.
Mm.
Yeah.
So would
And
it-
that's okay.
So would it be inappropriate if I asked Beyonce out for coffee?
Yes.
Yes. Pat says it's just coffee, but don't be putting too much expectation into it and maybe wait a few months.
Yeah. Because, and I just don't want her to feel butthurt if it doesn't go in her direction either.
Okay.
What hurt? Huh?
Yeah.
No, that's a whole
That's her.
other-
That's way.
Oh.
Let's move
That's
on.
that's the wrong
Question
kind of hurt.
2.
That's the wrong kind of hurt.
Do not engage
Yeah,
him.
that went somewhere else.
Oh,
But-
sorry.
Oh, no.
Great discussion. All right, on to question number 2. Hello, Alma. I have 2 amazing grandsons who are the apple of my eye. The first one was an oops baby, and the second was planned after my daughter's marriage and wonderfully welcomed by his parents. Here's my issue. I can't help but notice how my daughter treats them differently. The oldest is always chastised and scolded. When he is asking a question, she yells at him. Just do it. Get it yourself. Stop asking me so many questions. He's only 7 and needs the direction and guidance from his mother. The second boy is 5, and his mother hardly lets him do anything for himself. She dotes and hovers over him like the worst helicopter mom you've ever seen. I'm not exaggerating. Her sister and aunt, my sister, and a few other family members have taken notice. I love both my grandsons and want the best for both equally, but very clearly that's not happening. Should I bring this up with my daughter or just see how this plays out? All right, what do you think, panel?
Wow. So do you guys the short recap on that is two kids in a family and the mother clearly favors one. Um so much so the family has noticed. So the grandmother, the mother's mother,
Mother.
is asking, should she bring it up with her daughter?
Yes.
Now, which one was the surprise? Was the younger boy?
The
First,
oldest child. The
Oh,
first
the
child was
oldest.
a surprise.
First
And
child was.
with a different daddy.
yes,
So
yes,
Nana is noticing that
There
she
you
is
go.
favoring the child who she's of the dad she's married to,
yes.
and the first child Nana feels like
Yeah.
is being excluded. Now that could be in Nana's head. That could be
No,
Nana.
she said that the aunt sees it and
Other
her
family members are
sister and
noticing
other
it as
family
well.
members are that is
Correct.
Lily
Because
says
some
she
things,
reported to the CPS.
yeah. Some things we don't know. Now, do they see it because Nana brought it up and wants everybody to see it? Is it that obvious? It could be all of that.
very obvious.
Should she say something?
Hmm.
She should, but she shouldn't have her emotions on her sleeve. She should say something in a way that is, must you scold him? He needs, same thing she said in the letter. He needs direction and guidance too. But if she goes with, you're favoring your boo's son,
Right.
Right.
then
And
what does this mean? Does this mean you're angry with your first son's father
right,
because
That's
he's
exactly what
reminded?
it means.
It's going exact. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
right,
And you're taking it out on this boy who becomes defensive,
Yeah.
and that won't be received.
right.
So, but Nana should say something before this child has a complex, and you got a whole
Another, yeah,
volcano on your
Right.
hand that's
yeah,
unnecessary.
yeah,
So she may not realize she's doing it because of something she's an emotion she's harboring with
Right.
daddy number one.
yeah.
But why'd you say that, Hip? Why'd you say that's exactly
Well,
what
I mean, because I've seen this before, and it clearly, to me, I'd bet you dollars to donuts it has something to do with the guy. You know what I
And they
mean?
probably looks just like him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
probably it reminds him
Looks
reminds her of
just like
everything.
him.
But you know what? I mean, this almost sounds like an intervention to me because I think that if just the mom talks to her, she can dismiss her.
Mhm.
But I
Right.
think if you bring the aunt in and
And
the
her
other woman,
sister,
yeah, and
yeah.
her sister, and say, listen, this is real. This is not just one person's observation. We've all
Hmm.
seen this.
Hmm.
And just have a conversation. You don't have to be nasty or anything like that. But
Right.
I mean, kids can grow up, man, with all. I mean,
The
you never
complex.
know how it's
Yeah.
going to manifest itself with a kid,
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
and so it needs to be talked about now, right
Yeah.
Based on their relationship, it may be more received from the sister
Mm,
than the mom. You can't tell me
yeah.
how to raise my kids. You did your,
now.
but
Yeah,
from the sister, because they're sort of on the even level,
yeah.
Hmm.
it may be more received. And when it happens, like
I'd bring them. Yeah,
if
I'd
she
bring them all.
recognizes something
Yeah,
and addresses it when she sees it,
yeah,
not hostilely, but
yeah.
you're
Maybe.
Yeah.
kind of hard on him.
And
I would be opposed to the intervention, like having them all just like show up one day and gang up on her. Um, I think my advice would be to have the sister address it first, and if they can't figure it out, then maybe the mom should step in.
Yeah, but I mean, whoever would stand the best chance of kind of getting through to her.
Through.
And if it's the sister, but if she blows her off, I'd go full
right.
blown intervention, you know, and
Well,
say, wait
she's
a minute,
gonna blow whoever it
But we
is.
don't. But
The
we
sister
don't know if
should
she
blow it off.
actually recognizes that she's doing it.
Right. So you on
I
the
mean, I
first.
think that
But
if she may be
She,
subconsciously, because he's older, because there's probably things she expects him to be
yeah,
able to
but
do. I mean,
he's seven. Yeah,
right,
there's
he's
so
look,
many
seven.
things involved here
yeah, he's seven
that
though, and
and if
she,
she's
yeah.
having an emotional reaction to him, then she
she,
may not even realize she's doing it.
but
Right.
when you're being mean to people.
And when somebody tells you something that you're doing as a mother, you don't receive it initially.
Yeah,
But
Or
none of them have said anything.
right, but I'm thinking like her first encounter, she'll
yeah,
reject it. She's gonna
Right.
say, "Wait, like, no, I don't,"
yeah,
Right.
because I think it takes you a minute sometimes to realize that you are doing
Right.
something. Um, Although I don't know, I have a hard time believing that you can treat 2 kids differently and not be aware of that.
She's aware of it. She's
Yeah,
aware of
I
it.
just I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
how
that's something you
you
can't
can
hide.
not
And
You
be
know
just
what
that,
I
aware.
mean?
and she may think she's being subtle about it, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
when others are catching on to it, but more specifically, more than the others, is this 7-year-old little boy, and to be
Right.
yeah,
mindful of his emotions,
yeah,
because once that's off the rails, it's very
yeah,
hard to get back. Either he becomes the kid who overcompensates in every other way, or
right,
he becomes a kid who becomes rigid and hostile, and that's just damaging to his development.
yeah,
And so
Yeah.
it's, I think, so for that reason, yes, grandma should say something, but aware of how she says it.
yeah.
yeah.
Jaffine, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. She
Japhine,
says Japhine.
Japhine, mhm.
Japhine, yes, this discussion is necessary. The child's self-esteem is what's most important. She may not recognize her behavior as a close family member. You should intervene.
Mhm.
I know y'all think I got a million cousins, and I do. That's my cousin
I
Japhine.
know,
You
right?
do have a million cousins.
Yes, yes. Tell Aunt
Bessie
Jean I
says the
said
kids
hi.
so the kids may become enemies because of
Yeah.
this behavior, which is
Oh,
most
and
certainly
and,
yeah.
possible.
and that's very astute because I've seen that happen in my own family.
Mhm.
Mm,
And matter of fact, I just had this
So it's a
conversation.
natural resentment.
Yeah,
Right.
It's a
There's
and
natural
already a
resentment.
resentment because
Yeah.
the one's father is married to his mother and lives in their
mhm,
home.
yeah,
So he
mhm.
already has a different dynamic than the first child
yeah,
had anyway.
yeah,
Well,
And
if
at some point
anybody,
he ain't your daddy, he my daddy. That's gonna
yeah,
that's
but
gonna
if
show up anyway.
anybody recognizes it,
Right,
it ought to be the father. But
right.
you know, since
Yeah,
grandma's, it's in her mind,
right.
then yeah, go ahead on and
Yeah,
say it.
yeah, for sure, it
But
could
it's a
turn them
bring
against.
everybody to the table conversation. It's the daughter
Mhm,
and the son-in-law. Leave the kids out of it, but
yeah,
understand those things.
but
Right.
It just
absolutely
can go
right.
off the rails so quickly.
Yeah, yeah, it could
and
turn the
Lee,
kids
you
against each other. Yeah.
Lee, you said that you were saying recently what? Did you have a conversation with that person about it, or
Yeah, yeah, because she's always been ever since they were kids, just kind of at a loss for why does my sister hate me so much?
right?
And
Yeah,
and in her mind, I haven't done anything other than like just kind of the usual,
Regular sister stuff.
yeah, sibling stuff. Like I
yeah,
got to the TV before you did, that kind of
yeah.
But the whole thing is because uh, there was it was perceived that the mom treated
One
one of
differently.
them more favorably than the other,
Mhm.
and I was there a lot, so I could kind of see some of it, but not to the degree of. I mean, this
How it
is deep.
affected the
This is
other.
some deep rooted, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I will
And I
punch
think it's even
you
more
in the
damaging when
back
they're
of
when they're the
your head,
same
kind of stuff.
gender.
Yeah,
yeah. Two
it,
sisters or two brothers.
Right.
Right.
I
yeah,
was thinking, like, because when we were talking about treating kids differently, I think it's funny that I call my granddaughter Ava.
Sharon.
Hi, Ava. I forgot I told her I was gonna say hi to her tonight. Ava girl. Um, I'll say, hey, pumpkin. And then if other kids are around us, unconsciously, I may say to another kid,
Yeah,
excuse me, pumpkin, what I'm going and
yeah.
I've had her tap me and go, oh no,
Mhm.
grandma, that's my name.
Right.
I go,
Well, see, she's
oh,
special.
okay.
So she's
Yeah.
an old woman and a little bitty body.
Right, a little bit
Right.
about it.
Right. Right.
She like, no, that's what you call me. And I
I
go,
know.
oh yeah, that's right. But we kids do pay attention
Yes.
to things
Oh
and
yeah.
how
Yeah.
you treat them. And it's really important. So
Your,
are
your
we
dad
gonna
ain't
tell the
bring your dad ain't bring McDonald's hamburger to you. You know,
I
I got
saw that
some
article
ice
too.
Oh,
Did
cream.
you see?
I
listen.
got some ice cream.
Mm-mm.
And
Right.
you ain't got,
Right. Right. Right.
That was
Absolutely.
a really I saw that article about the woman who had
That came
multiple
from a
kids.
video that was
right,
just
right.
ridiculous. It was just
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
Wow. That's a
Sharon says gangs recruit those kinds of kids
yeah,
yeah,
because
because
they
the
they,
do.
child may seek attention and favorable treatment from other
Mhm.
people.
They're
absolutely,
looking
It
for
is
absolutely.
true.
acceptance. They're
Right.
looking for
That's true.
acceptance. And that's
Yeah,
why
Yeah.
not only mom, but dad has to be, if you got a
Yes,
son,
he has to
whatever
be a
you're doing
part.
with
Right.
one,
yeah,
you're doing father son things with both. You married. I'm
Right.
not indicting the man because nothing says he wasn't, right?
Right.
But if he's doing one with his son and they're close enough in age that if it's catch or football or whatever,
Right.
you ought to be doing them
With
together.
both.
There's nothing to say he wasn't. The indictment is against the daughter.
Yeah.
Who's
Mhm.
doing all
So
the
should
yelling.
we so our advice to the mom is yes, you should say something to your daughter,
Yep.
but we think you should maybe say something first and see how it goes, or have her sister say something first
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
see how it goes. And then if you guys don't see a difference in that, take her out and talk to her, but really be sympathetic with her too,
Yeah.
because clearly
Sure.
she is holding on to some hurts as well, which is why the little boy who looks exactly like his father and reminds her of his father every day, which I don't know that because I don't know this woman, but that's just in my mind and what I think. She has to get through some
Yeah.
things with that too.
Yep.
So, all righty. All right, panel. Hey, we rolling right
All
along.
right, all
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Because usually I say one thing, y'all say something else. But anyway, that's not
Really
how
good.
What has
it's
happened
going
is we have
tonight.
said something and you have agreed.
Yes, there are those few occasions, right? So great. Would you guys say ready for question number 3?
We are.
Yes.
Number 3.
Again, very good discussion. All right, on to the finale. Question number 3. Hi, Alma. I'm excited and can't wait for my December holiday wedding. There's so much to do, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm not a bridezilla, thank God. I have a supportive fiance and family who want the day to be as special as I do. Although everything seems almost perfect, here's my dilemma. When I was 15, my parents divorced. My stepsister came into our lives later when my father remarried. She is the daughter of the woman he married. She and I hit it off from the start. We like the same things, we enjoy the same style of clothes, and had very similar hobbies. We just really got along like the best of friends. We talk on the phone all the time. We text each other all the time. We even attended colleges not far from one another so that we could see each other often. Our relationship is strong and always has been. Here's the thing. I really want her to be my maid of honor, but I'm sure this would hurt my biological sister and maybe my mom. So I'm kind of torn. Everyone is aware of our relationship, but I don't think they know how really close we are. Is there a way to gently tell my sister that I want my stepsister to be my maid of honor? Or should I just do what I think won't hurt anybody's feelings? Not being honest makes me feel like I'm not living in my truth on the most important day in my life. There you go.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah.
What?
I don't think it's
Oh,
tough.
Now, I have a question for y'all.
I
because
do.
y'all got to help me out on this because I'm not a wedding expert. Okay.
That would be
And
Dee Dee and
yeah,
Lori.
and see, I'm not.
I was
Down,
gonna say thanks.
yeah, I'm not down with all the wedding protocol. But is there such a thing? Is it just absolutely outrageous, or is there such a thing as having two?
You can do
brides?
that.
You can
That's exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
You
So
can
I
have
mean, I
two.
think that I mean, the mom still may be a little put out, but I think that's the solution right there is to have both of them.
I think two things. I think it's your wedding, and I understand being sympathetic, but if they're as close as she says they are, then everyone's observed how close they are. The mom and the biological sister
Right.
already knows exactly how close they are. Now, her way around it is go with two maids of honor and be done.
Yeah.
Or you may find the sister's not, I kind of expected that. There's another role for the sister. So perhaps the person she's really on edge,
Worried about is her mom.
riling is her mom.
Yeah.
I thought about that too.
It's sort of like the last scenario in reverse, right?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
almost like the last scenario in reverse.
Well,
And
Sharon says what I was thinking. If one's married and one's single, they could have a matron of honor, and a
and
maid
a
of
maid of
honor.
honor.
Give
Yeah,
them each some type of creative title on the program.
yeah,
I
That
don't
yeah,
would
know
be nice.
none of that.
right, right.
All I know is I watch
You
Bride.
can do what you want. I've been to weddings where there were 2 people at the altar, and weddings where there were 32 people at the altar.
Right.
You can do there are protocols, of course, and we tend to
Yeah.
break them at every opportunity. I mean, I
Mhm.
grew up with the 4 cousins. I don't have a biological, well, I don't have a biological sister with my mother. And so I had my 4 cousins, and we all grew up really within a block of each other.
Yeah.
And then my husband's 2 sisters, and I was like, well, I can't but choose between those 2, and I can't certainly choose between these 4. So I
Mhm.
just had my bestie be my maid of honor, and
Yeah.
nobody was angry about that.
Yeah.
But when
We
they
And
could
I
be
think,
angry, they could just
but
stay home.
but
So
I
it was.
do, for the sake of full disclosure, I think I remember saying to you, I ain't trying to cause drama all up in your marriage, but if I'm not chosen, it's really gonna hurt my feelings. But
right.
I get over it.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
be
It
butthurt.
was not a risk I was willing to
That's
take.
butthurt is
Apparently,
not appropriate
stop
for this
saying
session.
that. Do
No,
not
no,
say that
yeah, it's like
again.
the second or third time
Gotta
on that.
look up butthurt because maybe
Like
I think it mean one thing and
Leah
y'all
says.
telling me it means
No,
something
we're
else.
moving on from that. I told you don't engage him with that.
I,
Leah says
I didn't say nothing.
Leah says I remember my sister was okay with my best friend being my maid of honor. Just have the conversation. She may never know what happens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
And
think
how
a
old
conversation should be
is
had.
right, right. So I
Yeah.
wish we had a little bit more information where we knew how old the sister is. If she's an older sister,
Right,
then she doesn't even
right,
care. She's like
Right.
really expecting you to pick your friend.
right.
And
I'll be
she's
sitting
happy
in
to
the
sit in the
audience.
audience with,
But
with mom.
And
people are
weddings are
very
expensive.
strange.
I've had lots of people who said, "Please don't pick me,"
If I buy
or
one
said,
more
I
dress
don't,
and
or
one more
I'll be
petticoat
happy to be
coiffure,
right."
and
But
that's it. I'm good.
just
How
when you
how
think,
many T-length pink dresses can you have in a lifetime, right?
Right.
So some people might. At
yeah.
this age, I am perfectly okay with sitting in the audience and enjoying the day.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't
people,
even.
you just never know. Just when you
You
think
never
it's safe
know.
to go back in the
Right.
water,
Yeah.
somebody's
Right.
feelings are like hurt.
Yeah.
They
Or
back hurt.
people at the wedding when she walked down there with her stepsister go, is that who
Right.
is that girl?
Why
Like,
is it
Right.
her
Right.
is
sister?
that her?
Other
Yeah,
people will be
it's
mad, even if you're
all of
not
that.
mad. People will be
Yeah.
mad on your behalf.
Right.
But
Right.
you know who has to be exceedingly happy on that day?
Her
Her,
The
mother.
bride
Oh,
her.
and the
said her
groom.
mother.
And the groom. The bride
Because
and the
here's the
groom.
real deal. To pick
Oh,
these
but
folks
Leah
who you
comes
don't
back
really
and
want to
says,
pick.
but
But
as for me, when my sister gets mad, I better be standing
I
next
know.
Right.
You say, I'm just saying now.
yeah, yeah.
But see,
And-
but here's
exactly.
the
You know,
dudes don't care. We don't care about this stuff.
Right.
right.
No.
But here's the deal.
You
You
care
know,
if it's your sister.
you know all
No,
Listen,
and I
of
don't care
the
about
that
the best man.
sister-in-law can create a whole. But I mean, if it can get messy even when you choose
Yeah.
your husband's siblings over other people. It could be crazy.
No, I'm
you
talking
know,
about like
but that
that
makes
best
no
man
sense
thing. We
because
don't
Yeah, the
care.
best man, right?
two lives are coming together. The last thing you want at the outset is that
Yeah.
pack of foolishness.
Right.
So if it like you said, D, either we getting ready to have us a big wedding party or we're gonna have one extremely streamlined and it's going to be done. But the person who deserves to be happy that day
It's the
is
bride.
the bride.
Is the bride.
And if
And groom.
if the stepsister,
Oh
right,
yeah, him
right,
too.
Oh, yeah.
And
right.
groom.
But if the step
You just said the groom doesn't care about that stuff.
No,
But he should
deserves
still
to
be happy.
but
He
he
should
doesn't
still
deserves to
be
be
happy.
happy on his
and
wedding day.
and he's
Right.
going to be happy if his intended is happy. Because the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
thing you want is the bride coming down the aisle with her face all pruned
But
up.
not
Of course,
right.
she got these ancillary folks
Right.
up
I
in her
like
wedding
that pruned
party.
up.
So,
And then
you
her
know,
sister coming down the aisle with her face all
We're
pruned
in
up
no
because she
lock up,
knows that
right?
she really wasn't the first one who, so
so
yeah, I
where
think
we
it should
started,
be a conversation.
sure. No, I don't know. You just go with where we started. Pick two and
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah,
I
be
got a
done.
You know,
matron or a maid.
she
I
could
got
pick
two
two, and her
matrons or
sister
two
may
maids.
say, "I don't really want to do it." I mean,
Yeah,
her
well,
sister may say,
yeah,
"I can just be a bridesmaid. It's okay."
just
There has to be some kind of conversation.
right.
Throw a few hints or
Again,
something if you're not comfortable having the conversation.
Okay.
It's an important day. It's gonna be your happy day, and all of these discussions. Listen, I'm asking Stephanie to be my maid of honor. How do you feel?
I don't mean like that. It's just,
And that's it. Now, like it, don't like it, and then I can make a decision based on that.
Well, okay, part of what you're saying, and Tracy, this is why I didn't have a wedding, Arrington. Girl, you're so crazy, but that's true.
Tracy.
Yeah,
Because
me.
I would have been butthurt if I wasn't your maid of honor too, but I'm just saying. Anyway, so I think what she could say is with her sister, because the sisters who you shared the bed with, pajamas with, socks with,
Right.
like that's your sister no matter what. You can have best
Right.
friends all over. And I applaud her actually and really appreciate the friendship that she has built with her stepsister. That to me is wonderful. But I think, if they're young, because like we said, we don't know if they are young or not, but if you're young.
Yeah, but
when
she
you
was 15 when the parents divorced, and then dad had the child.
They've been to college.
So
right. Yeah. So I think, when you and your sister are riding in the car or something like that, like I don't think it needs to be lunch or, make a big to-do about this moment.
Yeah, right.
But like if y'all riding in the car coming from Target or something, she should just say,
yeah, just throw it out there. Yeah.
I want you to be the maid of honor and I want so-and-so to be the maid of honor. And I am really struggling with this, not because of how much I love you versus how much I love her. That's not it. Right. But because like you're my sister. But I am really just having a tough time about, getting people lined up for the party.
Leah being petty white now.
No, we ain't gonna have coffee. They can go have shots.
Leah, you being petty white now.
But I think she should straight up tell her. And that way the sister can be straight up honest. Like Dee said,
she
to
may
say,
not want to do it like Dee said.
Right. I don't want to share it with her because if you just riding in the car with your sister, you can say that and not feel bad. Like if it's other people around, then you can't say that. But you can say, no, girl. Then like get it out. And she would know exactly how her sister feels. Because
or you can just call the mom.
Because that's what she's really worried about. She's really worried about mom.
All right, Leah.
Right. No, not the mama. Like I think she should.
No, I'm worried about the mom. She's gonna.
I know she's worried about her mom.
She's gonna deal with it, but she's
and so will her mama. Like whatever decision she makes. Yeah. I really. Yeah.
I was just gonna say when we wrap up, I got one last off-topic, a little bit question to ask y'all in our last couple of minutes here. So
okay, because I really don't want to give this woman an answer yet. Quite honestly, I love the feedback we're getting from everybody who's watching. I really do, but we're all telling her a couple of different things. Use them both. Have a conversation with your sister. Have a conversation with your mom. So I don't know, girl. We got to think on this a little bit more.
I wouldn't open the door for mom. I would not open the door for mom because as soon as you involve her, she's going to say what she really feels, and then you're going to have to do that.
Exactly.
But
she's going to pick her daughter.
But I think we're all maybe. I mean, you'll decide whether to answer her. But I think we're all very clear. She needs to use both of them, and it's just a matter of what role. Whether I'm going to have two maids of honor, two matrons of honor, one maid, one matron. How they're going to fit in? Don't know. But she's going to
share it.
The nuptial cabinet.
Right,
Secretary of State. Secretary of State. I love it. Those are great
leave mom
titles.
out of it.
Yeah, leave mom out.
Of it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. We had some really good questions this evening. And I really appreciate all the thought and compassion that you guys put into it because I was really going left on most of these. And you guys really reeled the sister back in. So I thank you for that. Maid of Awesome. I like that one too, Shannon. I was
Maid of Awesome.
I was Dee's Maid of Awesome. Yes, I was. I was.
Hey, real quick. Can I ask y'all something?
Ask away.
Tom Brady and his wife.
What about?
Is that for real?
She hired a divorce attorney.
I don't believe it.
I don't care.
That's what people. That's what people. But I'm just saying, since we
Yeah.
talked about this,
You know what? She's got a boatload of money. He has a boatload of money. They can get divorced, live in separate towns, get together when they feel like it. It isn't like this isn't
now is she overreacting?
Champagne problems.
shit. Right, this is rich people problem.
I like that.
Is she
I did.
overreacting to what?
He comes back to play for a year, and apparently she's blowing her top over it. And
Okay,
so she's ready to throw the marriage away because he's coming back to play for a year.
for a
By
year.
all accounts, he's a great dad. He's been a faithful husband.
And they
You
eat
know,
the same things. Like when she wants to go on a yoga diet, he will too. Or if
yeah,
she just wants to eat lettuce for a week, he will too. Like
yeah,
I love that part about them that they eat the
yeah.
same thing in the kitchen. Because I'm telling you, that could really be an issue in a marriage. When you
She,
trying to eat healthy and your husband keep bringing in
Coming home
cupcakes.
with Popeye.
I ain't mentioning
I
nobody's
guess
name.
my question is, does one more
Right.
year really change the dynamic for them? I mean, does
that,
he
I
get
was
a
going to
couple another
say,
$1 million, or
right.
if she has to wait another season before he can go to the grocery store with her? Like, what is
Precisely.
for her to decide she wants to divorce him because he decided he
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to
got to
work
be more
another
than just
10
the
months?
game.
Something
Right.
else is going on.
It's
This is
something. It's
not.
clearly
Yeah.
something else because he's been how many
No.
years in,
She
and
may
Yeah.
be
he has
concerned
not been
about his
interested.
health, physically
So
and mental health, because he is an older
Well,
man.
walking away from him ain't the way to show that concern,
He's
though.
getting banged
no,
around. He's getting banged around, and she said, I can't. I don't want a broken husband. I want you to leave now before that happens. And he
Yeah,
said, well, I need to go in one more year.
yeah.
But
He
how
don't
many
get.
how
He
many
don't
years
get
have you
hit.
been married? 20.
I don't know if it's 20.
Popeyes.
Maybe
Has
it's
she
10.
has she worked since he married her?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen her on the
Unless
cover
she's
of
done,
Zero since
some
they got
things
right.
here and
married.
there. And he said that she was kind of giving him the business about, I have gone all in, taking care of the kids, and you kind of like take them to school every now and then. So now I
Yeah,
want you
but
here.
at 20 years, the kids are grown. But not only that, so so
No,
when
they're not
he
grown. They're not
wait,
grown.
Sorry, not sorry.
so when he was
Right.
right, exactly. When he retired, she was all in. All of this came about with the announcement that he was going to go
Apparently,
back into the
yeah,
game.
because he was
Well, I don't know.
conspicuously
He
absent from
profited off of it
practice.
all of these years
Yeah,
and wasn't too concerned about concussions and all of that all of these years. So I'm with
yeah,
you.
but
Something
Tom
else
Brady don't get hit though.
is going on. Exactly. Something else
So,
is going on.
Yeah, I think it's bigger than the game, but I
Yeah.
like them together, just like I like J-Lo with
With
what's his name? What's his name?
now them,
Ben
I could care less.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck. I
I
love
could
them
care less.
together. Oh
I'm
my
so
goodness,
tired
I
of
love
J
them
Lo.
together.
Oh my
I just
God.
had to throw that out there. I really do love them
J Lo
together.
is a J.
J Lo hasn't done anything that every man in the country. She shopped around till she found the one she wanted,
I'm
I
telling
think they always
and I
wanted to
don't
be
think there's anything
together, and
wrong
I
with
think
that.
that they couldn't be together, and now they're on the other side of
That's
50
you. And
right.
this is
saying,
a
I
love of
don't care
Tom
what
Brady.
people think, and we just gonna do this. So I don't really know that much about Tom Brady, except for I did watch This Is My House when HGTV went through their house, and it was quite lovely.
Yeah.
And that I'm telling you, I really love that they ate the same meals. Like I'm a married woman, and half the time Gil doesn't want to eat what I'm eating. So
Well,
to me, that was a big
But
deal.
he ain't talking about divorcing you. I
Oh
mean,
no.
this is
well,
No,
insane.
he just
half
brings in no, he
half the starlets in Hollywood tonight are sitting around their computers
Wait,
doing this.
Exactly.
Mm,
Exactly.
Tom Brady.
And well,
Mm.
and the same thing for Giselle. She still looks
right?
good.
She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Yes, she
ain't no dudes
does.
doing. They know they
Yeah.
ain't
I
got
mean, I
shit.
think if you consider being married to an athlete has all kinds of challenges, especially if in
Mhm.
your retirement years your husband can't walk across the floor with you or he can't dance with you or any of those things because his body physically won't allow him. But if he's in, good shape, another 10 months isn't gonna, make that much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
if you
bigger than the
promised,
game.
right? I promised you I was going to retire, and then I said, "Ooh, psych, I want to play one more year." And
One
she
more
might be
year.
saying,
And
but
make
she
how
might
much
be
money,
saying,
Lee?
"You
Well,
said
but
one,
here's
and
what's
you
more
mean
poignant.
two, you mean three, you mean four." I mean, maybe the promise is that I don't ever know when this is going to happen.
No,
Well,
But
he's
how
good
old
for
is
one
he?
more year.
no,
He's good
How
for
no,
old
one
is
more
he?
year.
no. Here's what's more poignant. So, Tom Brady, you gonna throw your marriage of 20 years away for football? Just retire.
Maybe.
Well, that's
Maybe.
his
They
Well,
only
job.
I don't
cried.
think that he knew. I don't think that she had given him an
Yeah.
ultimatum when he decided to come back. I think that after he came back and went public and couldn't take it back is when she went off and was like, Because
Actually
you know, 'cause,
startled
I
that
mean,
they
it's
didn't
recently. It's
discuss
like
on.
2 weeks ago. She was like tweeting "Go Bucks," you know. So
Well,
something is
I'd be
happening.
startled if that was not a discussion between the two of them before he decided, you know what, I'm not going to retire. So I'm with D. Something else is there.
Something else
There's
is going on.
more than what meets the eye.
Yeah.
Alma, we
Hey, you
got 20
guys.
seconds.
We'll see.
That went fast.
Yay! It did. Thank you guys so much for being on the panel tonight. You know, I love each and every one of y'all, and I couldn't do it without you. Everybody who's watching, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You guys come back every week, and I appreciate you more than you know. Thanks to Karen again for being our fabulous VVR. You did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Mary Lou, we are praying for you, girl, and
Absolutely.
looking
Get
forward
better,
to
Mary
things
Lou.
turning out well and you getting released from the hospital, heading home very, very soon. Everybody, cousins, Bessie, everybody, thank you so much. Check us out on social media. Follow us on social media. Leah getting ready to hook her on up on Instagram.
All
Watch
right. All right. All right.
so watch out.
It's gonna be some trouble now.
Yeah. Bye.
So everybody,
Trouble.
have a great night. We'll see you next
Thanks, everybody.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.